Well, I've been around the world this winter, and now I'm back in Belgrade for springtime, so I just thought I'd make this video about what I missed about Belgrade and why I'm just so happy to be back and happy that this is my home base. So basically I've been all over the place. I've been to Southeast Asia in November and December. I've been to Canada. I've been to the Canary Islands, which are off the coast of Africa, but owned by Spain. I've been to New York City, Miami, and I've been to Colombia and Panama. And I have to say that coming back to this place is a massive relief, because this place offers a level of convenience and livability that I haven't really found in that many places. And having lived here for many years, I feel very at home here, and it's just really good to be back. So here are the things that I missed. Number one is the food. Now, as you might know from my other videos, I'm not that crazy about Serbian cuisine, but I am crazy, absolutely nuts, about the quality of the vegetables and general ingredients that you can find here. And yeah, that's really good to be back and to be eating all of this stuff, even though this is probably the worst time to get, fresh stuff. Still, the food here is higher quality than places like the USA. Higher quality. Some of the ingredients are higher quality than Southeast Asia, even higher quality. Definitely higher quality than Colombia, where I spent the most time in Latin America, which by far had the worst quality of food. So basically, yeah, I'm happy to be back because of that. Number two, safety. I feel completely safe walking down the streets here. And I know that if I am in other places, it just doesn't feel as safe. So Serbia is just one of the safest places, especially, as me, for the feeling. In places like New York City, it's pretty damn edgy. There's lots of crime. In places like Colombia, it's pretty damn edgy. There's lots of crime. In places like Southeast Asia, well, it might not be that criminal. The murder rate is really low, but still people will steal from you, I think, in some tourist areas. And the traffic and the road death rate is amongst the highest in the world. But here, I think if you behave in a way that's sensible, respectful, and generally, behave in a way that isn't too outrageous, you're not going to get anything robbed from you. You're not going to get beaten up on the street, pickpocketed, or anything like that, unless you do something stupid. So safety is one of those great things about Belgrade. Any time of the day, any street in the city, I feel really damn safe. People here aren't out to target foreigners at all. And, they just are very honorable in the way that they treat people in public and on the streets. There's lots of random outbursts of swearing at each other, but they get it all out, all the aggression out there, and rarely escalates to violence. The murder rate here is about the same as in Canada, which is really damn low. Next thing that I'm happy to be back for is just the overall convenience of life. So there's always stuff working 24 hours here. There's always stuff, that is open. It's always easy. There's a store every 100 meters or so where you can buy cigarettes, alcohol, beer 24 hours a day. And it pretty much is there, and everything is really easy to buy. Now, I spent last week most of 2 days of pain trying to get a driver's license. So all those sorts of institutional things are still incredibly painful. And going from office to office, getting this paper, to be told that you are missing one paper. But once you have that all set up, life here can be really convenient, because at least in the commercial sector, the service is good. It's easy to get things done, and things generally work how they should these days. Still kind of hard to, do some things, but one thing that's really easy here is another thing I missed: mobile internet. If I can explain to you that when I went to Colombia the first day, it took me about half a day to get a SIM card activated with data. which I found ridiculous. Here, you can walk into like that Telenor store, or my favorite is VIP mobile network, and within 5 minutes you can have a SIM card activated with data. You can even get at the kiosks in like any corner of the city. SIM card, data, cheap, really good networks, really fast, so you can stay online, work and do your stuff. So I missed that because it was just, the internet was not as good. Was not as good over in other places. And not as cheap. I mean, I guess in the USA it was as good, but it was, more expensive. So, yeah, cheap and good internet. What else did I miss? The language. Being able to speak Serbian here is very good. And also the fact that people here are generally, a large proportion of them, bilingual in English as well. That was really missed in Colombia and Southeast Asia, where they pretty much just speak as much English as they need to sell you stuff and serve you, which is okay. But in Colombia, I had to start learning a lot of Spanish really fast just to get around, and people look like you're an idiot if you don't speak Spanish, right? So it wasn't that bad. It's a simple enough language. They're not super judgmental like French people about how you try to speak it. Like, that's the problem with French, is they think their language is art, and a foreigner speaking it badly is an insult to it. None of that in Spanish-speaking regions that I was in. But still, it's refreshing that people here actually speak English in a way that's like communicative, where you can have conversations like normally with them. And as a foreigner, that's pretty rare, actually. So yeah. As a foreigner traveling in, a lot of countries, you don't find people speaking English. What else did I miss? Well, I just missed the nice walkable city center, where you can just take these great walks. I missed the feeling of the city. In general, the culture is just, this is where I belong, and this is where, I chose to travel for the winter, go a bunch of other places just to see how it all sank in. Probably by next November, I'm gonna feel the same. But what can I say? I miss this place, the convenience, the internet, the food, all of that stuff, and just the culture, the Serbian feeling, this feeling of the city of the Belgrade, a place with so much potential. Now, a lot of people have been sending me messages about the situation here, politically, whatever. I don't care. People who have control of their own destiny and working hard to make their own lives, better, don't need to pay as much attention to politics. So that's why this channel is mostly about that, about taking responsibility for your life and celebrating what's good, because you guys in Belgrade have a lot to be thankful for. And one thing I did not miss is the negativity people have towards this city, because this is a wonderful place. It's just you have a shitty attitude if you're the type of person who complains they want to get out of here. And this society doesn't lack people to be led. It lacks leaders to lead them. So if you're not doing something to make things better for you and the people around you, then either leave or start doing something. Or stay here and admit that your life isn't going to be what it could be if you took more responsibility for making life better here for you and the people you know. That's just a thought. I know it's controversial. I know you like to blame other people for the fact that you're not successful as a country or something like that, but for me, it's very true. And for me, this place has limitless potential. And it's probably that way because people here are not tapping it. So if people want to make a difference, if people want to make a difference in their own lives, the lives of other people, I'm always up for a conversation. Just send me an email, Eric, E-R-I-K, @eric.rs. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad to be back. Not traveling anywhere else for a little while. Got my bicycle out, and you'll see me around town. Catch you guys later.